Welcome back to Movieworld Recaps. Today I am going to share a drama, sci-fi, thriller movie about two astronauts working together to survive after an accident leaves them stranded in space. Warning, spoilers ahead, so watch and enjoy. Dr. Ryan Stone, a biomedical engineer, is a mission specialist on STS-157, her maiden space shuttle mission, in 2014/2015. She is working on a Hubble Space Telescope panel repair while in space with veteran astronaut Matt Kowalski, who is leading his final mission. They receive an abrupt order from Mission Control to terminate their spacewalk and return to the STS. Houston informs them that a massive debris field is directly en route to them as a result of a chain reaction started by a Russian missile strike on a dead satellite, which also destroyed additional satellites. They quickly lose communication with Mission Control, but Stone and Kowalski keep transmitting in the blind in the hopes that the ground crew can still hear them. Stone was at the end of the boom arm when the STS was struck by high-speed debris, which sent it spinning erratically. Stone is compelled to untether herself from the robot arm as a piece of debris breaks it free from the STS. She is hurled far from the STS after becoming free. In a state of panic, Stone tries to reach Houston or Kowalski. She is tethered to Kowalski when he unexpectedly comes with a thruster pack. He then flies them back to the STS, where they discover the engineer Sharif with his helmet shattered and his skull largely hollow. They discover that the STS Explorer has suffered severe damage. The remaining crew members are dead, and the interior of the shuttle has been ripped open by debris. To reach the International Space Station, ISS, which is in orbit around 100 kilometers, 60 miles, distant, Kowalski decides to activate the thruster pack. Kowalski calculates that they will be in danger once more in 90 minutes when the debris field completes an orbit. Stone's oxygen supply is running low as they drift to the ISS in space. When Kowalski questions Stone about her life at home, she reveals that her daughter was killed in an accident on the schoolyard. They notice that the crew of the slightly damaged ISS has already left in one of the Soyuz modules and that the second Soyuz's parachute, dubbed TMA-14M, has unintentionally released, rendering it worthless for returning to Earth. According to Kowalski, they can still use the Soyuz to get to the adjacent Chinese space station Tiangong and fetch a different module that will allow them to return to Earth. The two try to latch onto the ISS as it flies by, but they are almost out of air and running low on maneuvering fuel for the thruster pack. When the tether holding them together snaps, Stone's leg gets tangled up in the parachute lines of the Soyuz just in time. By grabbing Kowalski's rope, Stone just about prevents him from taking off into space. Despite Stone's objections, Kowalski releases his end of the line in order for Stone to survive since he recognizes that his velocity will take them both away. She is drawn back to the ISS by the strain in the lines. He radios her with more directions on how to get to the Chinese space station as Kowalski glides off, urging her to carry on with her survival quest. Stone exits his spacesuit as he enters the ISS through an airlock. When an alarm abruptly warns her of a fire, she is only starting to become comfortable with the ISS. She moves to the module with the fire and tries to put it out, but the power of the extinguisher knocks her backward into the bulkhead, giving her a momentary start. Following her recovery, she pushes through the flames in the direction of the Soyuz. She seals the hatch as the fire gets closer, bringing in the fire extinguisher just in time as it starts to clog the hatch. The Soyuz's parachute lines are tangled in the station's gear when she detaches from the ISS. When the debris field has completed its orbit, she dons a Soviet spacesuit and leaves the spacecraft to release the cables. She clings to the Soyuz while the ISS around her is destroyed. Stone re-enters the spacecraft and lines it up with Tiangong after being freed from the ISS and the parachute lines. The fuel gauge is off, the tanks are empty while she activates the thrusters. Stone is aware that she is lost and thinks she will perish. She reduces the oxygen flow after hearing an Ingak, an Inuit fisherman, speak to her from the ground, which will lead to her going into unconsciousness from oxygen deprivation before she passes away. Kowalski emerges outside, unlocks the spacecraft lock, and enters the cabin as she starts to lose consciousness. He asks her with a smile if she wants to live or die. He instructs her to get to Tiangong using the Soyuz's landing rockets. Kowalski is no longer there as she regains consciousness. He was a figment of her hallucinogenic dream. Stone restarts the oxygen flow while directing the ship's landing thrusters in the direction of Tiangong. Stone exits the Soyuz using explosive decompression because there isn't enough fuel to slow down or dock the Soyuz with the Chinese station. She pushes herself towards the direction of Tiangong, which has also been abandoned, using the fire extinguisher's remaining pressure as a makeshift thruster. She steps inside the Tiangong space station and navigates her way to the Shenzhou spaceship. Due to collisions with the debris field, the Tiangong station's orbit has deteriorated, and reaching the upper border of the atmosphere, it starts to disintegrate. Stone gives up on trying to free the capsule from the space station and accepts whatever fate awaits her. Stone fires the mechanism that separates the Shenzhou capsule from the rest of the spacecraft as the space stations start to disintegrate. The Shenzhou capsule is then detached from the station. The capsule righted itself and descended through the atmosphere as it descended towards the Earth. Mission Control, which is monitoring the capsule and informing her that help is on the way, can be heard over the radio crackling with traffic. When the automatic chute opens, Stone lands in a lake not far from the shore. She blows the hatch, and the capsule tilts, letting water inside while the interior is filled with smoke. She is unable to exit the capsule just as she begins to feel secure. Stone is inside the capsule as it sinks to the bottom. In the spacecraft, Stone locates a bubble of air and jumps out, taking off her spacesuit so she can reach the surface. She struggles to get up and take a few unsteady steps after swimming to land. That's all folks for today. I hope you like it. Please subscribe to our channel for more content like this and hit on the like button to help us out. You can also leave a comment below if you want us to recap your favorite movie. Until next time.